Welcome back to Overtime Fantasy, where we go beyond the whistle to bring you home a fantasy championship. I'm Mike Kinder. I'm here with Tyler Jeffries, Phil Corella, and Dan Hudgens. How's it going, fellas?
It's cool, man. I'm just throwing these little like haymakers over here, like Rocky 3. I'm just feeling good.
I was looking for something for my cousin. I was looking up like pancake blocks. And pancakes. I got to look it up again and show you guys, but there's a video of a guy just in the middle of the field, like walks up to another guy and full on uppercuts him with his helmet on and everything, gets him up underneath the helmet. And
nice.
I'm pretty sure he knocked this dude out. Like, I'll show you the video of it after this podcast. It is nuts.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That guy gets a beer.
Yeah, that guy deserves a beer for sure.
A blue ribbon.
Yeah, so crazy week of fantasy football as far as quarterbacks getting injured. Sorry, Phil.
It's all good, man.
R.I.P. your team.
Amen, Drew Brees.
So, crazy week in fantasy. Today we're going to talk about, quick wrap up of the week 2 performances that we liked, that we disliked, whatever. And then we're going to talk about waiver wire pickups and then streamable options in our quarterback and defenses / tight ends, whatever. And then we're going to jump into the fantasy stud of the past, which is on Phil this week. So let's jump into week 2. What is your biggest takeaway, Tyler?
Old quarterbacks going down.
Yeah. I mean,
somebody's got to say it. Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton.
He didn't go down.
No, but something's wrong.
There's something wrong with Cam Newton.
And old Darnold, he caught mono.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's something you're supposed to catch in like middle school.
Yeah. No, my dad had mono like not too long ago.
Your dad's awesome though, so it doesn't matter.
The cool kids catch mono.
Only the cool dudes catch it
and go out for a month.
Yeah, but you miss school and all that, and it's like, I got mono. No,
it tears your body down too, man. Like it makes you all weak and groggy and
never had it.
Yeah,
but
I've never had it either. I've never been like really sick. Like it's weird.
So we mentioned Cam Newton. It's crazy to think that he was third in passing yards this week. He had, I think it was 340 plus, but just like you said, he looked terrible doing it. It was just empty passing yards, and I think there's a stat that came out. I can't remember what app posted it, but the percentage of passes through 2 weeks that were completely uncatchable, and Cam Newton leads the league in that stat.
Yeah, that was a tweet that come out from one of the fantasy football people. I don't know who to give that credit to.
Same, yeah.
Yeah. That is just it's not Cam Newton, man. Like they're saying the shoulder is good and everything like that. And Phil mentioned last week the foot. I don't know what it is, but it's something, and it's not good for him.
I think it's the style that he has going in the press conferences is messing his whole game up. He's playing like a sissy.
He's got to drop that act. That's just.
No good quarterback's ever won with a bonnet on.
Yeah,
not one.
He's got to drop that. That is just embarrassing. I would be embarrassed to go out and look like that.
I was in the barbershop on Saturday, and I just let him have it. I said, "Look, why you got this guy out here looking like Medea? What's going on?"
Did you see the one meme that said he looked like Whitney Houston and they had the side by side and it looked like Whitney Houston?
It was that I know.
Oh man, so so terrible quarterback play. Good call on that one, Tyler. Like that's obvious. Like you don't even have to really not terrible quarterback play, but terrible just luck with the quarterback. You don't even have to watch football to see that one. With the injuries. Drew Brees is going to be back. They said 6 weeks, but mark my words, he comes back after the bye.
Yep.
He comes back week 10. They're going to give him a couple more weeks to rest that thumb.
I think it depends on what their record looks like.
I agree with that too.
If they can win the division games, then I think he'll stay out the bye week because all they have to do is really win the division games and make the playoffs somehow.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I do agree with you on that. Like I think the record does have to play a little bit in that one, but I think they're going to keep him out till week 10.
Some running backs got banged up too this week.
Ben Roethlisberger's out for the season.
Yep.
Who's running backs here?
You got James Conner.
James Conner.
Up. You got David Johnson, who is pretty shaken up, I think, with the wrist injury.
Yeah.
I mean, he finished the game, but going forward, we'll see how that plays out. Other than that, it's just it's really it's a tough fantasy week for.
And you got Devin Singletary.
Yep, he's out, and Damian Williams is out.
Shady got hurt too.
Shady got hurt. Yeah, yep.
It's a tough situation right now with the running backs and quarterback situation. So
Yeah.
That's why we're here
your
to give you
Eagles
streamers.
Your Eagles receivers, Alshon and
D-Jax.
Deshaun both got calf injury. One was a calf, one was like a hamstring or
I
something.
think Deshaun was like a hip pointer.
Oh, was
I think it's
it?
like a
Okay.
groin thing, and I think Alshon is a hamstring. But
Yeah.
I think Alshon's isn't that serious. I think he was actually okay to go last night if he really wanted to, but I don't think the coaches want him to go full strength.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'll be ready by next week.
Oh yeah.
I tell
And
you,
honestly, if one of those two were in the game, they would have won that game.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think Nelson Aguilar stepped up.
he
in the
dropped a
game.
wide open pass.
Wide
Yeah.
open.
It
That
was-
was a touchdown.
that's the easiest-
It was
yeah.
right there at the end of the game because I had Matt Ryan. I'm like, man, I would love to see the Eagles score like right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then have Matt Ryan come back and score again because I needed that extra touchdown from Matt Ryan. But and Nelson Aguilar wide open.
You
It
can't
was
put it any better.
It was a touchdown.
Absolutely.
And he didn't even it was like he had T-Rex arms because he didn't extend them all the way, and
But
it
he
just
didn't,
hit
he
him
didn't
in the
need to,
fingertips.
though. He didn't need
No,
to.
he
It was
didn't need
right
to.
there.
But he could have extended them just a little bit more and
Right.
caught it. It was bad.
Big game for Julio, though.
Big game for Julio. Way to go.
Look,
Way to go,
I
Julio.
looked at his career logs against Philly.
He shines,
He
man.
always puts up 100-plus yards against Philly. Besides, the very first meeting he had with them back in 2014.
Really.
Yeah.
All his games, including that playoff game a couple years ago when they had that Super Bowl run, 100-plus yards. So, he's unstoppable against them.
You know, I saw a stat too that came out that he does tremendous throughout the entire game until it gets into the red zone. And they try to get him the ball, but his stat line against the Eagles in the red zone is 1 catch for 7 yards.
Wow.
No touchdowns or anything. And I was like, that's ridiculous.
The biggest takeaway was that block on that screenplay, on that...
You mean when big number 70 Matthews just sandwich,
that is
swallowed
the
whole.
block that offensive linemen dream
A
about.
defensive back just goes into the fetal position and
Oh,
you just
yes.
put your entire belly into his
Yes.
soul.
It was just
You're salivating over there.
I know.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
And you don't get
Oh,
many.
yeah.
You don't get many of those in your lifetime. I've had, I think, in my 17 years of playing football, I think I had 4.
And you remember every
Oh,
single... You probably
absolutely.
remember what their faces look like.
Oh,
and everything.
well, it is great. Especially, you know how he did start to fall. He was like, "Nope, this ain't gonna happen."
He's like, man, I'm
But
gonna
you see-
go ahead and tie this dude's shoes real quick.
You see that realization, as soon as they see you and their face lights up like that. That is that is awesome, man. Sorry, I'm all giddy like a little schoolgirl over here.
You are. This
But
is the happiest I've ever seen you.
Like an awesome trap play, man. It doesn't get better than that.
Oh my god!
Hey, look. So let me. My big takeaway is the only safe play against the Dolphins is the defense.
Seriously,
Yeah.
It is, you know.
goodness.
You gotta,
Not the Dolphins defense.
no.
if
The
you
other
played the
defense.
Patriots defense this week,
You win.
good job.
Yeah.
That's cheat code right there.
That is cheat code. That's like Michael Jordan NBA jams.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I said it week 1. I reemphasized what I'm saying in week 2. The Patriots go undefeated this year. I have a feeling that this is the year they go completely undefeated, win the Super Bowl. What is it, the 72 Dolphins? Is that who crashed
Yes.
open the champagne? I don't think they're going to get a chance to do that this year.
And I think
doable.
they become Alabama. They lose one game somehow.
Yeah, it's definitely
Somehow.
possible. It's
It'll
football
happen
and it's
with
the NFL,
somebody.
so.
They lose to the Dolphins at New England.
Oh my god!
Oh,
That would be hilarious. Honestly, that would be hilarious.
that would be hilarious.
It would be.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into these week 3 waiver wire ads. Who are you picking up this week? Let's start with one. Are we picking up any quarterbacks on the waiver wire? Yes is the answer, mainly because people are missing their starters. So let's start with Phil, who has the dilemma right now. Who are you gunning for week 3 waiver
right.
wires?
Yeah, right now I got Drew Brees in both of my leagues right now, and it is not okay. I have a good feeling about Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, you calling him up?
Yeah, no, I'm just putting a claim in for him right now.
Oh, it's too late. All right. Basically, Josh Allen is my go-to guy right now. And if I'm unsuccessful with Josh Allen, I like Kyler Murray. I love what he's done in his first 2 starts. I mean, going up against a Lions defense it's very solid. I'm not going to say it's a great defense, but
it's
they're
underrated.
very good. And this team held Phillip Rivers to 14 fantasy points.
Yes.
So I mean, that's saying something. He threw for 311 yards and 2 touchdowns. So good on you, Kyler Murray. And then going into a hostile environment like Baltimore, your first away game against Baltimore, and you throw for over 300 yards. That's unheard of. So I think he can get it done. It might not start out that great, but by the end of the game, he'll have made a lot of plays for you. So if Josh Allen is unsuccessful, I'm going to be targeting Kyler Murray.
Yeah, I love the way the Cardinals are playing on offense. They are doing a lot of hurry up. They're doing a lot of moving around. Kyler he's slinging the ball around too.
Yeah, I mean he's dropping dimes out there. Some of the passes he has, he puts it into a spot where only his guy can get it. I mean he throws it into a spot. I think Kinder was even amazed with it. He's like, "Wow, that's ridiculous. That's hard to do with nobody around you." And he's doing it with 3 defenders around a guy. And I'm like, Kinder, look at you getting into passing. Cool, buddy.
Just the way they dumped it, like it floated. Like I said, I can't do that when it's standing still.
Right.
And then you got to figure out, okay, where is he going, and how do I dump it right over this defender's head? It's crazy, man.
Yeah. So those are the 2 quarterbacks that I'm streaming, but there's definitely more out there. Jacoby Brissett is good. Andy Dalton and Matt Stafford. I don't know how you guys feel about the whole situation, but I'm out of those 3 guys right now. I think Jacoby Brissett is probably the most solid start coming into week 3. Stafford has a kind of a tough matchup, and Andy Dalton is hit or miss with the interceptions. I think Brissett is kind of, he's able to do it with his feet as well. What do you guys think?
I prefer Matt Stafford out of those 3. I like the matchup a little bit better. They're playing Philly. I believe that the Bengals will play the Bills, correct? And the Bills have a pretty good. Their pass defense is pretty nasty.
Yeah.
And who does the Colts play, Tyler?
The Falcons.
Okay, so that's a pretty solid,
game.
And that's a pretty solid matchup for Brissett. So I would actually rank it Stafford, Brissett, Dalton.
Okay.
I would go with, when you're looking like at fantasy football, you're looking for consistency, and I've been saying this before the season even started. Me and Kinder, he could vouch for this. I say Jacoby Brissett's going to get you about 200 yards, 2 to 3 touchdowns, and a pick here or there, and that's what he's been doing these last 2 games. So I would go with Jacoby Brissett. It's their home opener against Atlanta. He's building that chemistry with T.Y. They're looking really good. I would start him. I really think it'd probably be 225 yards, 2 to 3 touchdowns, no picks.
And that we are clearly talking outside of Josh Allen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would actually do Kyler over Josh Allen.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think Josh Allen's going to have a big game this week against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah.
I like Josh Allen, man, and he's had 2 solid games.
And he's had a rushing touchdown in the last 2 weeks. So the last 2 games, he's had a rushing touchdown in both of them.
Yeah.
So.
And so if your league setup is 4 points for a passing touchdown and 6 points for a rushing out of a quarterback, that's even better for you.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get into some of these wide receivers. Let's talk about these Kansas City Chiefs guys, man. You got Demarcus Robinson and Mecole Hardman. I think you definitely have to pick up Chiefs players regardless this week.
Real fast, just right now, which one do you prefer out of the 2?
To me, I like Demarcus Robinson. I think that Mecole Hardman is that burner that's going to be a boomer bust, but Demarcus Robinson, he had a solid game, man.
Yeah.
6 targets, 6 catches, 172 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Now, I will say this about Hardman. He had like a 70-yard touchdown call back because Shady, I think it was an offensive hold on Shady.
Yeah,
that could have been of Robinson, Hardman, just encore.
Now, I will say, when it comes to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, I don't think your burner is boom or bust. Like
you probably
Tyreek Hill proved it last year. Like I will say your burner is boom or bust on most teams, but I don't think so with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
I agree. I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know where I'm coming from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like McCall Hardman. The reason I think Robinson came out.
You okay there?
My bad, man. I didn't like the way my
kinda-
microphone was looking, so I punched it.
I think the reason Robinson had such a big game is because everybody probably game planned for Hardman and Sammy Watkins, and they really didn't probably think about Robinson. So I think with Robinson now on the radar, it's going to be out there, and I think McCall Hardman's going to be the guy going forward. I mean, he's basically Tyreek Hill Jr.
With you saying that just makes my point even more though with Robinson, because now they also see what they have to cover in Hardman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they also have to cover with Sammy Watkins. So I think that kind of leaves a good, solid matchup with a weaker corner with DeMarcus Robinson.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think both of these guys are going to produce for you week in and week out right now.
Yeah, Robinson's going to be more likely to be out there. I think Hardman will be on more teams.
Right.
But I don't know, man. I'd take either, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd probably lean Hardman, but, who knows? I'll just flip a coin. I don't know.
All right, so who else we got?
So I'll tell you who really impressed me this week would be Deebo Samuel. He put up 15 points. He had they even let him rush. They even let him rush a couple times, and he had 7 targets for 5 catches and 7 targets for 87 yards and a touchdown. Dante Pettis was somebody that a lot of people were drafting late in the draft because they thought he was going to be somebody promising. It's obviously not going to be him. It's could be Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
I would pick Deebo Samuel up if you got Dante Pettis. I'd drop him for Deebo.
Absolutely.
If you watched the preseason, you knew that Deebo Samuel was special. So
Absolutely.
I think it was just a matter of time before this happened.
Yeah, so I would pick him up, especially going against Pittsburgh next week. They got a nice little passing defense. They're very friendly to wide receivers. So
Yeah.
I like Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, go ahead, Tyler. Sorry.
I was going to say another guy, if he's not picked up yet, you need to pick him up, DJ Chark. I mean, him and Minshew.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a chemistry right now, so pick him up. Who would have known DJ Chark would have been the number 1 receiver for the Jags?
It almost, it kind of makes sense if you think about it, because these guys are getting reps together throughout the entire preseason and in practice, because that's the number of 4 wide receiver.
Yeah.
So he probably is running a lot of reps with the twos, and it makes sense, a good chemistry with the backup quarterback. So yeah, I mean, why not? You got to start somebody for the Jaguars. I mean, you don't have to, but
right,
someone is going to get the targets.
Would you rather have Chark over Westbrook?
Right now, I mean, it seems like that because you're going to cover their best wide receiver. You're going to put your best on their best, and right now, D.D. Westbrook is their best. I think it gives a better opportunity for DJ Chark. It's seriously becoming the number 2 wide receiver is the one you want to start.
Yeah, right.
Seriously,
yeah.
in a lot of offenses,
because,
it's you got all these great wide receivers that will have their good games, but then you'll have a backup, a number 2 wide receiver that will have more points than the starter.
Yeah.
Because they'll get the touchdowns. So it's
And we were talking about Chark last week, and we're even you made and I validated what you said. I'm just not buying it yet. But you showed me 2 weeks in a row of the same thing with Larry Fitzgerald. I wasn't 100% on board with is he going to do this week in and week out?
Right.
But 2 weeks in a row, I like to see that. I really like to see that.
Yep. So he's making a believer out of me. So DJ Chark, good
he
job,
does it
brother.
another week, you're going to be a fan.
Yeah, sure. I'll try to reach out to him yo, my bad, bro. I called you a bum.
Hey man,
I said you didn't have it in you.
said you were a bum.
My bad, man.
I was about to sock you in the face.
I was going to punch you
Just
right
thought you were a dirty old bum.
right in the suck hole.
Well, let's get on to some of these running backs.
Running backs. I'm telling you right now, if you don't pick this guy up, I will. I had him last year. I traded him for Dalvin Cook right before he broke his arm. Raheem Mostert.
Mozart.
Pick him up. I'm telling you, he had a monster
An
game
A
this
minor.
past week, man. An A minor.
Right. He's an A minor.
Yeah.
Plays for the 49ers.
So if he's still out there, pick him up. He deserves to be on every team. He looks like he's going to be the man until Tevin Coleman comes back at least, and
he's in my lineup.
He still might be the man when Tevin Coleman comes back. Who knows? Because he ran the ball hard this past
He
weekend.
looks solid.
Jalen Samuels with James Conner going down. That's another guy you need to target.
He's another guy that he picks it up and just kind of continues the game. You don't even notice it.
Yeah, I mean, James Conner hasn't looked all that great this season so far. Jalen Samuel, when he gets the ball, I mean, he's running hard. So I would pick up Jalen Samuels.
And also, he's involved in the pass game. I mean, they've been down and out in the first week, and James Conner was kind of out of the game because Samuels was the one that was the passing back. So
yeah, and let's not forget he was a tight end.
Yeah, I mean, well, he played. He in college he played like every position. So, I mean, seriously, he was like a wildcat quarterback. He was a running back. He was a slot receiver.
That's awesome.
So he can do it all. So, and with a backup quarterback in Mason Rudolph, I think they could have some potential problems going up against the Niners, which could actually put them in a lot of receiving situations for them. So, if you're struggling at running back, that's definitely a pickup. Frank Gore.
Man,
are we ever going to not talk about Frank Gore? I mean, Jesus.
Did you see his touchdown run?
I mean,
and the way that he lowered his shoulder and just put old dude on his back, like
he said, that's
it.
grown man strength.
Yeah, he still got it.
Dude's like 47 years old.
He's someone's grandpa.
His son just got accepted to FAU. He just accepted
Seriously?
a full. Yeah.
What?
His son, his youngest son, or his oldest son, just got a full ride to FAU. So
he's gonna play with his dad.
I guess that's what he's trying to make, like the first NFL history. I don't know, but yeah, I mean he's number 20 right now. I think he's been in the league 20 years. So maybe he's just gonna keep going
close
up.
to it.
All right, so any more running backs we got here? Peyton Barber. Look, I'm not a big fan of Peyton Barber. I'm not a big fan of the Buccaneers' running game situation because it's like they go with the hot hand. If you're really struggling and you need somebody to plug in, that would be a decent option for you. But as a fan, I'm not buying it.
I'll jump on the other side of that, and I'll say that I think Peyton Barber going forward is going to be more reliable as the number one in Tampa Bay. I do agree with what you're saying about going with the hot hand, but I think he's going to get more of the chance to be the hot hand, and I think you'll see before the end of the year that he's going to be the more reliable number one back there. No. I'd rather have him over Ronald Jones as of right now.
I mean, week one he outperformed. Ronald Jones outperformed Peyton Barber.
Oh, yeah.
So, and now Peyton Barber's outperformed him in week two.
Yeah,
you don't know the running back situation. It's a hot hand. They're going to be split right down the middle. I don't want anybody. They're not going to even see my field. Like they wouldn't even see a flex. No running back from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You might as well pick up Obangalangaway.
Yeah, I'd rather pick him up. He's
I don't know his name, but number 44. You might as well pick up Obangalangaway. What?
Dari.
You might as well pick a Dari and hide by way.
Yeah, I mean he's going to end up being the starting running back come mid-season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Dari.
No, that's not going to happen. But what I'm saying, just watching that Carolina game. Peyton Barber was running so hard, and it was just like he wanted it, man.
Yeah.
Would you put him in your flex?
Absolutely. Like maybe not this week. I show me again,
well,
but I'd pick him up.
This would be the week to start him going up against the Giants.
Yeah, you're right about that.
I mean, it did look like Ronald Jones got hurt on one of his runs. That might have had something to do with him consistently being in the game. I don't know, but regardless, after this week, I don't think any of these running backs is going to be really relevant.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you're not willing to put them in your flex this week,
I didn't realize they were playing the Giants. I'd flex Peyton Barber. I'd probably flex Ronald Jones too against the Giants. I mean,
don't you put that hurt on me again?
Sorry, Phil. I didn't mean to bring up painful past memories.
Let's get into some of these tight ends.
All right, real fast. I'm only picking one up on waivers. Anything else, I'm going to wait. Well, no, I might pick up two on waivers. One guaranteed. If Mark Andrews is still out there for some reason,
if he is,
and he is in a lot of leagues, if Mark Andrews is out there, you pick him up
without a doubt.
Now, I just looked it up. I thought I thought Boyle had a touchdown there in Baltimore as well.
Hayden Hurst.
No, I know Hayden Hurst did, but I thought before Hayden Hurst, I thought Boyle got a touchdown, but I looked up the stats and he didn't.
No.
Because all the way going up into this podcast, I was like, man, there was a touchdown out of 3 different tight ends there in Baltimore, but Boyle didn't get a touchdown. That must have got called back or something. Because
Yeah,
I know,
maybe, yeah.
I do recall it happening. Like I said, it must have got called back. But I do know that there was a touchdown to Hayden Hurst and Mark Andrews. I think the only reason Hurst got that was because Mark Andrews was questionable going into this game. When he's healthy, you can almost guarantee that he's getting a touchdown. You know, not quite guaranteed, but you can.
He's
almost
going to be a
bank on
tight
it.
end 1
Yep.
for the most part if he's healthy and on the field.
And another one that I might put a waiver claim in for is Will Dissly. He's really solid. I've liked him in the last couple years. So he's somebody I would definitely put a waiver claim in for.
I agree with all that. And some.
And some.
Damn some.
Okay. Damn some.
And another one, for some reason, he's been healthy here the last 2 weeks. I would, I don't know if I'd put a waiver claim in, but I'd pick up Tyler Eifert, put him on, especially if you're a Hunter Henry owner or, someone like that. Tyler Eifert, when he's healthy, he's a very good tight end. So
Yeah, I agree
I'd
with
put Tyler Eifert in your lineup
Yeah, pick him up for another 2 weeks.
until he gets hurt.
Yeah.
right.
Our defenses, like this, these are streamable defenses except for one, and I think we all agree
Yeah,
the Patriots defense.
if
If they're
you-
out there,
Yeah, if the Patriots are out there, you get them and you start them every single week. It doesn't matter. That they should be.
Yeah. And, well, the big part, the main reason why I put that on the board was if you have the Patriots defense, if, you picked them up because they were playing Miami, keep them. Do not drop their defense because they might have a tough matchup coming up in a couple weeks or whatever. Keep the Patriots defense and play them week in and week out. They are that good.
Hold on. I got the Patriots defense in one league, and let me tell you the schedule that's coming up and why you shouldn't even think about dropping this defense.
they have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
You have so the Jets next week. Then you have Buffalo, Washington, New York Giants, New York Jets again, and then you're gonna have 2 tough matchups with the Browns and the Ravens.
I don't even see that being tough matchups. For them.
And that's the thing. And then with the Patriots, the way they game plan for teams, it's not like they're gonna be scored on at will with these offenses. So yeah, do not drop this defense.
Do not what?
Don't
Drop.
drop it.
Oh, they should
Don't
draft.
drop that.
No.
I was like,
Dun.
we are way past the draft for 1, for 2.
Don't drop the Patriots.
And then just to, run down the list, Phil, why don't you run down the list and tell us, just streamable options here on the next 4 or 5 teams.
All right, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Giants. I think the Buccaneers defense is actually playing quite well.
I was about to say,
they've been solid, especially keeping McCaffrey in check. I understand
tough
Cam
task.
Newton didn't play a great game, and it's easy to target on one guy when the main point of that offense is struggling. But regardless, they did it, and that's a tough deal that's a tough task. So Tampa Bay actually did pretty well. If they're out there, they got a very good matchup with the Giants.
and Daniel Jones.
It's just with Saquon Barkley, I'm not. That's a different animal, so we'll see. But as far as the passing game goes, I could see them getting an interception or 2. 49ers against Pittsburgh with Mason Rudolph as the starting quarterback this week, a rookie going up against a defense that's played 2 very solid games. I actually like this matchup for the 49ers. There's potential there for a lot of turnovers. And then you're going up against you got
It's Tennessee against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's another defense that I really feel that shouldn't be a streaming option. I feel like that's a team that you kind of want to plug in every single week.
I agree.
That's another kind of it's almost rated with the Patriots in my opinion. I think Tennessee has a very solid defense this year. And then my other one is the Redskins against the Bears. Dan, your boy Mitchie Trubisky and that Bears offense, what is happening in that Windy City, bro? Because it's not looking...
Well...
They don't look like the offense from last year, I'll tell you that.
No, but I will say this. I mean, you look at the Bears last year and how they started. Like, Mitch didn't set the world on fire. So, I mean, there's hope. But if you're out here starting Mitch Trubisky, I feel sorry for you. He's definitely not worthy of a roster spot. But
ouch! Did that hurt coming out of your mouth?
Yeah, that must have. Oh,
look, I watched them, here and there the first couple weeks, and week 1 was the Thursday night game, so I watched a lot of it. But last week it was kind of had the red zone, and they showed highlights, and he's not looking good. But
right, he doesn't look comfortable with that.
Yeah, I still have faith, though. I mean, he can still run. He still has a lot of weapons. I think Nagy is still trying to figure out how to utilize everybody, and it's going to take some time. It took some time last year, and I hope he turns it around.
See, I think this offense is it's a little bit of a little league type of an offense. They kind of like to do a whole bunch of trickery and a whole bunch of different formations and a lot of different motioning and stuff to try to confuse people, but it's not working.
Right.
Like it comes down to just line up and play ball. And I mean, what I like the most about the Bears offense is that they actually started handing the ball to David Montgomery.
I agree.
And we can finally see what they have in that running back. But I think the Redskins' strong point is their run defense. So, hey, if that's the case, you got Mitch Trubisky going against the Redskins offense. I mean, Redskins defense. I'll take that matchup. So
I will say this about the Redskins. I think they're playing Monday night, right? And the Redskins have lost 18 straight Monday night games. Just buyer beware.
Is it at Chicago or is it in Washington?
It's in Washington.
Okay.
So maybe that's going to help them out. I don't know.
I hope.
No, it's going to be 19.
It's going to be 19 in a row.
It probably will be. It's crazy. Well, Sunday night they play very good, but Monday night they lay an egg every single time.
Yeah, probably.
It'd be 12-9.
All right, so that's it for the streamables and our waiver wire pickups. Hopefully this helps everybody, and you get some of these people on your team, and they continue to produce the way they've been producing the last couple weeks. Phil.
Yeah, dude. What's up, dude?
Do you have your fantasy stud of the past?
Damn,
yeah,
you missed my overreaction.
Yeah, we just totally surpassed Dan's overreactions.
I didn't say anything about the overreactions in the opening, and nobody said anything. So Dan,
do you want to know why?
Wow,
why?
Because they were like this.
Yeah, they were all looking at their phone watching this game.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want you to know, Myles Garrett just totally obliterated Trevor Siemian and got called for roughing the passer.
Well, of course, he probably used more than 3/4 of his body weight to take him down.
Like his neck just snapped into the into the core of the earth.
All right, so my bad. Dan's overreactions.
All right, well, let's breeze through them.
I'm trying to hurry up and watch this game.
All right, here we go. Quarterbacks. Pat Mahomes will get 50 touchdowns again this year.
Not an overreaction.
At the beginning of the year, I would have said yes, that's an overreaction. Right now, no. That's not an overreaction. You still think he's done it 2 weeks in a row? Dude's a monster.
Overreaction.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, because he's going to get 60.
Because I don't have Mahomes anywhere, so I hope it's an overreaction.
It's gonna be 55. Keep going.
All right, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, 2 and 3 in fantasy scoring right now. One or both will finish top 5.
I think Lamar Jackson could.
No.
Actually,
overreaction.
Overreaction. Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, man, the way this last 2 weeks have been looking, I'd say that's not an overreaction.
Yeah.
As far as right now, you look at some of the weeks that these quarterbacks have been having, it's in fantasy points.
Yeah. I see. I still got faith in Aaron Rodgers picking it up. Matt Ryan had a good game.
Kinder just wants Lamar to fail.
No, I don't want him to fail.
He talked all that stuff before the preseason.
He did,
and he was like, "He's not. He's a running back.
Y'all were talking about Dak Prescott being a game manager. Well, not all of y'all.
I mean, he played against the Giants and the Redskins. Come on, he didn't.
Dude,
well, when we broke it down and everything, I talked about how much I like Dak Prescott.
So is this an overreaction?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see him being super close, but I have 5 other people I'd like to see up there that I think will show up in the top 5 before those 2.
Okay.
All right. So you mentioned Aaron Rodgers. He's outside the top 20 right now in fantasy scoring. He will not finish top 10 this year.
No, you're talking in quarter. He's outside of top 20 in quarterback.
Yes.
goodness. Well,
It's-
that first week was terrible. Last week, like he was putting it on like at the beginning of the game, and I was like, man, I started the wrong quarterback, and then all of a sudden, nothing.
I mean, he had 208 yards, I think.
Yeah, I think he gets into it, figures it out. I think he'll be all right.
You know what, Dan? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna say that's not an overreaction.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with it.
I think that's an overreaction. I think he comes back.
yeah,
It's
he
Aaron
does.
Rodgers. He comes back. I don't
What
think
was
he.
it?
What?
The year was it the year they won the Super Bowl where he just come out just like RELAX?
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't a Super Bowl.
it
It was a few years ago.
I think it was
like
a few
3.
years ago.
He's gonna turn it around. He'll
He'll be fine.
He does this a lot, man. Like he does this, you know. He'll be fine.
He finishes 12th.
You think he finishes 12th? I think he's easily in the top 10.
Okay,
He'll
so
find a way.
all right, running backs. Dalvin Cook is number 2 in fantasy scoring. Number 1's Austin Eckler, by the way.
Oh wow!
If Dalvin Cook is healthy for 16 games, he'll be top 3.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook is a top 3 talent in this league if he's healthy.
Yeah, I was about to say he's going to finish number 1.
I would even say that's not an overreaction.
Let's say that. Okay, let's say
I
number
wouldn't.
1.
I wouldn't say it's an overreaction. Like, is it possible? Yeah. Is it not? Is it possible somebody passes him up? Yeah. But I don't think it's an overreaction. I think it's.
He has that home
because
run
if he
threat,
finishes
man.
1, I mean, if you say he finishes 1 and he finishes 3, like you didn't overreact on that,
Right, I
Like,
agree.
He's gonna finish in the top 5 easily.
We saw him slice through that line just to get that long run touchdown. He has the talent. He's very fast.
He's a home run threat, man.
Yeah.
When he come back last year, like
He
one of
has-
the first time he touched the ball, it was like an 68-yard touchdown.
And that's what he did his whole college career. He has this ability to make these long runs. And just some people have that. Go ahead.
All right, Devontae Freeman owners, they need to start freaking out right now.
Nah, that's overreaction. Look at their schedule. They're coming up in the next 5 weeks. They have like a very solid matchup for rush offense, but it's getting scary. I'm not gonna lie.
Now, I watched the game last night, and like a small takeaway that I got from it was Ito Smith looks better than Devontae Freeman.
They are setting up Ito Smith with better, in my opinion, there's better plays for him than Devontae Freeman. They're setting up Devontae Freeman with these outside zone runs, and then they're setting up Ito Smith with these perfect screen plays.
Yeah, he had
And-
that one. I think it was. I don't know if it was a screen or if
Yeah.
it was an outside. Was it a screen?
It was like a little dump screen.
It was.
And
He followed his blocks. Like, I mean, it was a solid run. And I mean, Devontae Freeman, he averaged 2 yards a carry last night. So
yeah, I mean, and honestly, he started off really good, and then the next 2 carries were like -7 and -8. Like he got destroyed as soon as he touched the ball.
So
I don't think it's
did you say,
overreaction
Mike?
yet. I say after next week, it's definitely like
Yeah, I'm on the same page as Phil with that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wide receivers, John Ross. He's actually leading the league in receiving with 270 yards. I think it's 278 yards. I'm sorry. 3 touchdowns. So he will finish with 1,000 yards and or 10 touchdowns this year.
overreaction.
No,
How many yards did he have week 1? Like almost 200.
He had about 160, I believe. He had 112 last week, and then he had 160.
And he had another good game this week. I don't think that's an overreaction. I
don't see it.
I think he would be able to, get the yards. If he could stay healthy, I don't think it's an overreaction.
He had 158 week 1.
And then I believe he had 112 this past week, if I'm not mistaken. So that put him at 270.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's an overreaction.
Okay.
I've been saying I think he's going to be
Even
the
with
guy.
AJ Greenback.
AJ Green's always finding a way to get, hurt. I mean, it just
Right.
When AJ Green comes back, he takes a step back.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
He definitely takes a step back when AJ Green gets back. I mean, that's another target, and your number 1 target. You're going to have to give him the ball. So there's going to be less targets for John Ross. But I do think that he has a very good possibility of finishing with 1,000 yards.
He's
I think it
not
can
proving to
happen.
me. I don't see it.
And how many touchdowns does he have so far?
Yes, 3.
So that's what I thought. 3 touchdowns. All he's got to get is 7 more to meet the other half of that possibility.
Yeah.
Because you said 1,000 or.
And or.
Yeah. I think he can do one or the other for sure.
Okay. So we talked about DeMarcus Robinson and Mecole Hardman. So if you pick them up, they can be weekly starts as long as Tyreek Hill is out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Both of them.
Okay.
Depending on your lineup, but yes.
Right, okay, yep,
Yeah.
I agree. Let's see, Mark Andrews is the number 1 tight end right now. He will be top 3 by end of the season.
Yes.
I hope so. I picked him up.
So
Yeah.
you're saying he's going to finish above either Kelsey, Kittle, Ertz.
Yeah, Kittle's been garbage, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he has been.
Yeah, Kittle's not panned out for me at all.
So you would take Mark Andrews over Kittle the rest of the way?
Nah. Like, I think he can't. What I'm saying.
Changed his mind super quick.
What I'm saying is, I think he can.
Okay.
I'm not saying he will. Like, if somebody offered me a trade right now, straight up, Mark Andrews for George Kittle, I'd have a hard time jumping on that.
Yeah.
But I think he has a possibility to do it. I don't think it's an overreaction.
No, I don't think it's
Okay.
overreaction.
You want Mark Andrews? I'll give you him for George
I think
Kittle.
it's close.
Okay.
I think
We're not in that
he's
league
definitely
together.
in that top tier tight ends right now. He is.
Okay. That's all the overreactions I have. And you know what? I think we should have some of the listeners shoot us some of these overreactions that they can think of, and just to kind of get a different perspective on. Because I can definitely go through all these players and say, is this overreaction? Is this overreaction? But with the time crunch, it's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have a little
Hey, Josh Williams, you listening, buddy? Get it going.
get this happening.
Yeah, make it happen, Captain.
All right, so Phil, on to your fantasy stud of the past. What do you have, my man?
All right, we're gonna take it back to 1999.
Oh,
Where were you in 1999?
I was like
three.
I was like my very first year. I think I was playing salary cap football. I don't even know if it was season long.
I was 3 years old.
I was in Ohio.
Okay.
Who knows what
Wow,
I
way
was
to go,
doing?
guys. That was super lame.
Okay, I'm
I
sorry.
was an eighth
I was
grader.
3 years old. I was
watching Power Rangers and eating Fruit Loops.
I was a eighth grader.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
God,
You
you
can all imagine.
Okay. All right. So we're taking it back to 1999. This wide receiver, who shall not be named by me, had 115 catches, 1,663 yards receiving, 12 touchdowns. Name that wide receiver.
Joe Horn.
No.
Did he play for the AFC or NFC?
Hold on.
Let's give some.
Say it again. He had how many?
He had 115, 1,600, and how many touchdowns? You had 15?
12.
12.
Finnerman from the Falcons.
Fair. No.
You were 3. I'm gonna give you a break.
I'm trying to think of all the old receivers from Madden.
AFC.
Randy Moss?
No.
Is it? No.
Yeah, that was.
Is
NFC.
it? Is it who I think it is?
I don't know.
Well, ask.
Marvin Harrison?
Hey! Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
ding.
wow.
Wow.
Way to go!
How did you not get
Colt.
that?
I was 3.
Yeah,
Bandwagon
but you,
Colt fan?
Whatever, Tum Tum. We can't even call you Colt no more. We gotta call you Tum Tum. God. And 1999, you should know that.
Yeah, so...
So sorry. I
You
only go
know,
back.
you know all their stats from
Come
all
on,
the way
man.
back. You
From
can't.
when I
Brother,
started watching
I picked
football.
the Colts because I thought you would get it and Dan would get it wrong.
I know the stats from when I started watching football. 2005 and up.
Yeah, 99, that was Peyton's second year.
I thought a Colt player
Yeah.
would just be the first person you shoot out. You know,
No, I'm
every time.
gonna shoot out Joe Horn, Finnerman. I'm gonna shoot out Torrey Holt.
Are you mean Brian Finneran?
Yeah, him.
Finnegan.
There you go.
I said Finnerman.
Poor old Michael Finnegan. Begin again. All right,
Yeah, so
so
Marvin Harris, good job, Dan.
good one.
Nice.
I like that. That was a good one.
Next week will be the year 2000.
Can we go with the Colt again?
I might.
If you had, oh God.
All right, so that's all that we have. We're gonna get out here and watch this Browns game. Thank you for listening. Follow us, like us. Go to www.overtimefantasy.com. When we post this on Twitter, when we post this on Facebook, share it with your friends. Anybody that's interested in fantasy football, let them hear it so they can get all this news and information that we spread. And don't forget to watch our Facebook Live on Sundays. And we have officially put up our very first YouTube video today. It is our Waiver Wires. It's basically a 3-minute video of what we just talked about in here. We just send our names that we like and everything like that. So go ahead and check that out as well. It's YouTube, and then our channel name is Overtime Fantasy. Thank you for listening.
You missed the whole Dan FanDuel shuffle right here. That was
FanDuel
awesome.
Shuffle.
The Dan
Thank you for
FanDuel
listening,
Shuffle.
and have a good night.